What would happen if Ethiopia suddenly stopped using Djibouti's ports? What if a new port rival emerged and threatened Djibouti's entire economy? Stay with me, because the answer will shock you. Somaliland is not a typical African region. Since declaring independence from Somalia in 1991, it has charted its own path. Somaliland boasts a functioning government with regular elections, a multi-party system, and its own currency. Its economy is driven by livestock exports, remittances from its diaspora, and a growing private sector. Major cities are seeing new roads, modern buildings, and expanding infrastructure projects, signaling ambition and progress. Yet, despite these achievements, Somaliland remains unrecognized by the international community. No country officially acknowledges its independence, leaving it without access to international aid, loans, or diplomatic support. This lack of recognition limits its ability to sign global agreements or attract large-scale foreign investment. For Djibouti, Somaliland's growing stability and international interest, especially in its Berbera port, pose a direct challenge. If Ethiopia, landlocked and dependent on Djibouti's ports, shifts its focus to Somaliland, Djibouti's economic and strategic dominance could be threatened. The stakes are high, and the rivalry is only intensifying. Djibouti may be small in size, but it wields outsized power on the Horn of Africa. Its strategic location at the crossroads of Africa, the Middle East, and Asia makes it a vital maritime hub. Djibouti controls the main gateway to the sea for Ethiopia, Africa's second most populous nation. Ethiopia, with over 120 million people, is completely landlocked. Without Djibouti, it has no direct access to the world's oceans. Every year, over 95% of Ethiopia's imports and exports pass through Djibouti's ports. This dependence has forged a close, yet sometimes tense, relationship between the two countries. Djibouti's modern port infrastructure, with high-capacity cranes and efficient logistics, keeps Ethiopia's economy moving. For Djibouti, being a gateway is incredibly lucrative. Port fees, customs charges, and service revenues make up a huge share of its GDP. In this region, control of the gateway means control of the money and the future. Now imagine Somaliland being internationally recognized. That would mean a new legitimate port rival emerges on the Horn of Africa. Somaliland's Berbera port is expanding rapidly, backed by UAE investments. It has a modern deep-sea port and a strategic location along the Red Sea, close to the Suez route. Djibouti's fear is simple competition. If Ethiopia shifts even 30% of its trade to Berbera, Djibouti could lose billions of dollars in revenue. And that is not a small number for a country whose economy relies heavily on port fees and transit taxes. Let's not forget the real reason Djibouti is vulnerable. It is dependent on Ethiopia, and Ethiopia is, well, hungry for alternatives. If Somaliland is recognized, Ethiopia can diversify. It can choose Berbera over Djibouti. It can reduce shipping costs. It can avoid political pressure. And, it can strengthen its own strategic independence. From Djibouti's perspective, that's not just competition, it is an existential threat. Djibouti shares a border with Somaliland. If Somaliland becomes internationally recognized, Djibouti fears border disputes and ethnic tensions. Also, Djibouti is closely linked to Somalia politically. Recognizing Somaliland would damage their relationship, and Somalia could react strongly. Most importantly, Djibouti fears a domino effect. If Somaliland is recognized, other separatist regions could also demand recognition, such as Puntland or Oromo regions in Ethiopia. Djibouti doesn't want instability near its borders, because instability is not only political, it disrupts trade. Djibouti hosts military bases from the United States, France, China, and Japan. It has become a strategic hub. If Somaliland gains recognition, new powers may enter the scene, shifting the balance. And for Djibouti, any shift in influence means less bargaining power. So, what is the real answer to our question? Djibouti fears Somaliland's recognition because it could lose its economic dominance over Ethiopia, its biggest trade partner. And once that door opens, the entire Horn of Africa could be reshaped. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. This is Horn Business Insight, Which country should we analyze next in the Horn of Africa? Comment below.